Hello and welcome to A Crafter Story. It's Celeste here. So this is part 2 of my applesauce packaging challenge. So I have this applesauce container packaging. I keep calling it a container, but it's packaging. It's my favorite snack. So I've been, because I buy so much of this, I've always, when I open it, I look at the shapes and I wonder, gosh, what can I do with this packaging? I love to upcycle, repurpose, and just see what you can do. Just let my imagination run wild with something. And so the applesauce packaging became an inspiration. And in the previous video, we pulled this apart, and I will make sure to put a link to the part 1 of this video, of this project, in the description below, so that if you didn't see that one, you can go and have a look. But in that video, we were able to create this and that and that and that out of the packaging, and there's still more left over that we can use from that packaging to make extra pieces. And so these 2 pieces is what is left, and each of these can become I suppose it's a side pocket insert. I don't quite know what to call it. I just know that I made it and it worked and I love it. And it looks like this in the journal. Once it's placed into a journal, it sits in like that and it gets glued down. This side is just glued down, so it just becomes almost like a reinforced tab, I would say, to this page. But on this side, you're able to then put something in here, and whether it be a writing card or a postcard or whatever or maybe a piece of memories, a sheet of paper, a letter, an envelope, anything that you can slip in here to hold it in your journal. That would be what this side would be for. So I'll put that one aside, and then just as a quick reminder of where I used this little piece, which is the pull-off. When you open your applesauce, you have this sort of perforated tab, I guess, that you pull off, and you're left with this little guy. And so all we did in the previous video is we colored it in with a red shimmer paint pen, and I put some gold markings on it, and it turned into that. Sorry, I keep dropping everything. It turned into this. Now the previous one that I made, which is how this all started, is this guy, which I placed on a belly band, and it's really just an extra embellishment on my belly band. And I first thought that this piece that we made out of, and I don't have any remnants left to show you, so you'll have to watch part 1 of this video series. I first thought I'd use it as a stencil to cut out shapes and make little mini leaf design type tags. But what I found that I probably will use it more for than anything else is, oh, did I lose it? I think I lost let's see if I can quickly find the page, because I had it marked. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong journal, that's why I can't find it. I found it. All right, I knew I'd marked it off. Okay, so I think I'm probably more so going to use this as a stencil and make little leaf designs, and then come in with a darker pen to outline the leaf if it's if they're overlapping, with a white paint pen or gel pen to make the leaf designs. So I think that's probably what I'm going to use this for. And again, just go to that first video I'll put the link in the description, and you'll be able to see how this guy, these two little oakies, and this one came to be. Now, I don't think I'm going to have enough time, but I'm going to give it a go to at least make one of these to show you, because I have, that is the example in the book that I showed you in the journal, and then this guy that I completed. The interesting thing that you'll find with this, and again in the first video I show you how you cut these out. They're opposites. Do you see how they mirror images of each other? So when you go to use them in your journal, this one's going to go in that way, that one's going to go in that way, and the orientation in the pages is going to be, so you'll have to put this one on a right hand side and this one on the left hand side of a page. But honestly, that I'm just nitpicking now, doesn't really matter. Because this is a fairly thick cardstock, I was going to put some craft paper on here, and I realized that it makes it too bulky and too heavy, and it may be too heavy for the page as you're turning it. It's already a little bit bulky, and so I decided instead of doing that, I'm rather going to just put some napkin paper down on it, because that's very thin. It doesn't add much more bulk to this cardstock. And so that is what we're going to do. So I do want to take the backing off, because it makes it easier to work with and not have that double. And I'm just going to use my glue stick. You could use an Elmers craft liquid glue. It gets a little lumpy with thinner paper when you use a liquid glue, and so I think I'm going to use this one. And so I just like my stick glue. It works for everything. And you know, you don't have to use the extra strength stick glue on this particular project, because the napkin paper is so thin that it really will adhere very well if you just used one of the washable glues, which is fine as well. Even the dollar store glue would, you know, the stick glue from the dollar store would work just fine here. All right, so now I guess the decision is that side or that side. I like the color, the extra color that we have on this side, so I'm going to make the decision, guys. It's going to be the very bright red side that we paste down. Now, with these little guys that I made previously, I decided to put the very glossy side and paste my paper down on the glossy side. And I had to correct myself, because I had said that no, you can't do that. You have to put the paper on the white side, because that's where the glue is going to stick. And that may be true, but I think if you're using an extra strength glue stick, pasting the paper down on the glossy side is just fine. But with these guys, since it's a bit of a bigger piece, and I keep, you know, I've mentioned how it's already quite sturdy and quite heavy, I would have to come in with something to cover this, the graphics here, and that would add bulk. And so for that reason, I chose to put my napkin paper on the side that is plain white. That way I don't have to keep adding to this piece. Just thought I'd clear that up. But this should be dry enough. I keep dropping things. What on earth? All right, that is dry enough. So I'm going to cut it loose and then straighten it up, because I don't know, you can see there's almost like about a 20-degree angle that this goes off on. And of course our pages in our journal don't have angles like this. So I'm just going to go straight down and eyeball it and cut from the top here down towards that corner. There you go. That is straight with a big ish. Maybe I should have started this side at least. All right, there we go. We're going to cut it straight because we can't have that angle. And then cut this off. And it's okay if it tears a little bit because we're going to come in and age it. And so you don't really see any funny bits. But if I had if I had put my napkin paper on this side, this very bright green would have shown through and it would have really spoilt that beautiful rose design that we have on the other side. Okay, there we go. And okay, now this side is a bit more tricky, people, because if I had to come in here with a little craft knife and cut all the way along all these little ridges, it would take forever. And so I'm just going to pretend that it's kind of like a perforation and just tear along. And that's what is kind of nice about this napkin paper, is that it tears so nicely and easily. And I can then just kind of go in here, just maybe run my finger where there's excess. I can pull it off with my nail, or just scoot it in, squish it in. There you go. That should do it. That looks, yeah, there we go. That's not bad. Now I'm going to fold this again. Okay, there you go. Now I age everything because I always love the idea of giving everything an edge. It just immediately makes a difference. So I'll quickly do that. And again, this napkin paper is awesome. It just accepts whatever you do to it. If you cut it or you paste it or you tear it or you ink it, it just says, okay, that's okay with me. So whenever I'm in a thrift store, I always go to sort of the party section. And I'll go and see if I can find any. And I've found some really beautiful wedding type napkin, where people have, and I love the fact that people don't just throw those things out, that they think of people like me, who, not only me, I mean, they think of the charity that they donating to, because that's who I buy from and that's who benefits from the purchase. But it just is this win-win where they get rid of something that they can't use. The charity makes some money from the purchase that I make there, and I get to craft with it, and then I get to share it with you. So it's just a donation that keeps on giving. So I love it that people do think of donating. And sometimes you might think, oh, no one's going to want that, why am I donating that? But honestly, people like that do junk journaling will go in there and just think it's the best treasure you have ever offered them. And so definitely think about not just throwing stuff out. I promise you, us crafties will buy it for definite. Okay, so I have some vellum, pieces of vellum that has a design printed on it. Now you honestly could come in here with whatever you want, because at this stage you are for the most part done, right? You can now just come in and embellish. And so this inside no one's ever going to see, because that side is going to be pasted flat on a page. No one will see it. This side will be flat, so flat, that it can't really lift much once it's pasted. This side is pasted down, and so that no one's ever going to see that. Squish that down, squish. Okay. So you can, if you want to, come in and put something extra in here. You could even go, where did it go? Here it is. You could even bring this guy in if it matched the design, and maybe put that down there as something extra. Maybe have a little bit of lace sticking out over here. That could look nice too. So you can do whatever you like. This doesn't go. Oh, this would have, oh, that would have been nice. If I hadn't already put these stickers down, I could have put this guy down here. That could have been really nice. And then if I had a piece of lace, maybe white lace, or maybe an antique, or maybe a coffee stained piece of lace that stuck out here that I pasted down first and then put this piece down on top of it, that could have been really nice. So you've got a couple of options to play with. This one here, I'm just going to, I think, take these little vellum pieces. I'm going to put one up there, maybe one down here, and over here. And then I think I'll call it, is it too much, you guys, you think? Maybe we should just scoot it around. Maybe we'll put this one down here because it has a slightly straighter edge. And yeah, let's do that. We'll do that. I'll move it aside. Stick down a bunch of glue. A little bit of extra glue down here. And a little bit down here. Oh, might as well just do that, right? At this stage. Oh, gosh. All right. All right. Let's get this chappy all pasted down. Oh, it looks really nice. I like that. Now, I did come and I'm becoming predictable because you guys know what I did, right? I came and aged the edges. Okay, we'll get this down to, I really like this. I think it just came out, it's almost like a, the word that comes to mind when I look at this is organic, which really fits the theme because it's a repurposed, upcycled, recycled craft that this idea was born from. And so having that sort of organic feel to this piece seems to fit its theme. And we're done. Now, another thing that I was just popped into my head, and I thought, what if I had little flowers, you know, and then on my page I had some flowers, one there, one there, one there, or maybe just really big round buttons with a little something written on it 3 times. Maybe I could have come in and stenciled on here. This little guy could have been stuck up there, maybe 3 of them, maybe just one at the top. This doesn't really go with this, but you know, if it did. So you can now play, because this is now yours to put into your journal, to use in whatever page you decide that you want to use it in. And maybe since this page already, oh no, not that one. Not that one. Let's see if we can find something empty. This already has a bit of an organic feel to it. It's some of my eco-dyed paper. Maybe I would come in and, oh, look at that. Oh, goodness, that's perfect. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to leave it there because that's where it's going to go. I'm going to come in and paste it. And when you do that, all I'm going to do is put, I'm just going to do it. This is the wrong glue, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm just going to be rebellious and just use it anyway. I'm going to put some of this glue, which is my Elmers glue. I would have preferred the Aleene's Tacky glue, but it's okay. Let's just do that. That should be enough. And yep, I can go in there. I think this is going a little over, but I can come later. And if you guys can see, I've gone over a little bit there. You can see the green sticking through. I'm not worried about it. I'll come in and just zap that, cut it off, come back in with my dauber and just clean it up. And it's happening on both sides, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm going to have to clamp this because if I don't, I'll have to sit here holding it. And I can't do that. I've got stuff to do and sandwiches to make. I'm the sandwich maker in the house. So around 11:30ish every day, I go and make that one went flying. I've got to go make the sandwiches. So I will just get this clamped down and leave it there, and it can dry, and I'll come back just in a little bit and cut this off here. No biggie. And then I have a little pocket to pop something into, and I have this side that just strengthens the edge of my page. This turned out really beautifully. I love it so much. Oh, it's here by my little butterfly. Hey, butterfly. It turned out beautifully. So please go ahead, raid your pantry, see what you can find. You can blame me. It's okay. If the family says, like, where's our applesauce? You say, well, Celeste from A Crafter Story says I could use it. You can leave the applesauce behind and just, take this. So thank you so much for visiting with me. I always appreciate your time, and I hope you have some fun using up all your pantry boxes and converting them into craft supplies. And I would love to hear what you were able to use from your pantry and how you were able to make it into a craft supply. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for visiting with me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.